Hello and welcome to Misheard Song Lyrics. We're at Season 2, Episode 98, and we're going to do our first ever Billy Idol misheard song lyric. The misheard song lyric is, "Bless your zombies' eyes, eyes without a face." And the correct lyrics is, "Léon sans visage, eyes without a face." Okay, so recently I was at a new karaoke joint just this last weekend. One of my friends, Roscoe, shout out to Roscoe, told me about it. And thanks to everything opening up again in my home state of Oregon, that's in the United States, for those of you that are listening outside of the United States. It's called the Northwest part of the United States. He was able to close the evening with singing this Billy Idol classic called Eyes Without a Face. And while he was singing it, another friend shared her misheard lyric of the same song. Like many songs with a foreign language lyric, many misheard as English words instead. And this is a great example of this phenomenon. So let's begin. Eyes Without a Face is a song by English rock musician Billy Idol. Yeah, sneer. From his second album, Rebel Yell, 1983. It was released in 1984 as the second single from the album. The song is a little different from his other songs. It's softer, has a more ballad-like feel than most of his other singles. And interestingly enough, when I did some research online, there was an article by Jessica Shelton, published back on May 30th, 2019, so pretty recent, titled Billy Idol's Eyes Without a Face Lyrics Meaning. She notes that the title of the song was derived from a French director Georges Franju's 1960 French film named Les Yeux Visage. So the same verbiage of the actual song lyrics. And listeners may notice that this is the same phrase repeated in the chorus. It translates into English as Eyes Without a Face. Shelton also shares that the woman who provides the French vocals for Eyes Without a Face was Billy Idol's longtime girlfriend, who's a professional dancer by the name of Perry Lister, whom he dated throughout the 1980s. And just to talk about Lister, which is also interesting, she began a relationship with rocker singer Billy Idol in 1980 over when she allegedly exerted a big influence. So she's in a lot of his videos. You'll see she sings, and like in this case, in addition to singing the French lyrical backing vocal chorus, Léon sans visage, Eyes Without a Face, she appeared, like I said, in several of his music videos, including White Wedding, which she played the bride, To Be a Lover, and she was the girl bound up to a cross in the second video for her song, Hot in the City. Anyway, she danced topless in a 1982 Duran Duran video, whoa, I don't know that, for the single released The Chauffeur, and then sang vocals for the band Visage, that's interesting, Face, and August Darnell's band Kid Creole and the Coconuts. And according to the internet, Lister and Billy Idol also have a son named Willem Wolf Broad, who was born in Los Angeles, California, back on June 15th, 1988. So he'll be about 33. Wow. And when apparently an American model held a press conference claiming to be Idol's girlfriend, Lister responded by holding her own press conference and saying that she has always been Idol's girlfriend. And then later, the couple broke up in 1989. So what the internet says is, to date, it says that Lister resides in Los Angeles and that her son with Billy Idol, Willem, is a member of the rock band FIM. Okay, so let's talk about Billy Idol himself. Is he always been called Billy Idol? No. He was born William Michael Albert Broad. So that's probably why they want to name his son Willem. You know, pretty close. Born on November 30th, 1955. Of course, known professionally as Billy Idol. English musician, singer, songwriter, and actor who holds, I guess, both a British and American citizenship. So he received his fame first in the 1970s, emerging from the London punk rock scene as a lead singer of the group Generation X. And then later on, he embarked on a solo career, which led to international recognition and made Idol a lead artist during the MTV-driven, what they call Second British Invasion, with like Duran Duran and others in the U.S. Big did you know is the name Billy Idol. How did he get it? You know, because it sounds, you know, obviously punk rock and cool. Well, Billy, from his name, William, so nickname, But the idol part was actually a play on words. It was inspired by his school teacher's description of him as being idle. So I-D-L-E, not the I-D-O-L that we know today. Good to know. Again, he began his music career in the late 1976 as a guitarist in a punk rock band called Chelsea. However, he soon left the group with his former bandmate Tony James and formed Generation X. With Idol as the lead singer of Generation X, it did achieve some success in the UK and released 3 albums on Chrysalis Records, and then they disbanded. This is where the magic happens. And then in 1981, Billy Idol moved to New York City to pursue his solo career in collaboration with guitarist Steve Stevens. His debut album, named Billy Idol in 1982, was definitely a commercial success. With music videos for singles Dancing with Myself, White Wedding, Idol became a staple of then newly established MTV. So he was definitely one of the many new fresh faces on MTV and, new at the time. Idol spent the second half of the 1990s focusing on his personal life out of the public eye. He made a musical comeback with the release of Devil's Playground 2005 and again with Kings and Queens of the Underground in 2014. And let's talk about the music video as well. If you haven't seen it lately, it's on Google. It's mesmerizing, to say the least. Apparently, the video was actually directed by a gentleman by the name of David Mallet, and begins with the title of the In the Midnight Hour that's shown across the screen, and then with a verse-long shot of Idol's face with his famous sneer, which appears to be floating, and then behind it, some kind of light, so then his white hair just looks like it's almost fluorescent white, illuminated by flames and floating out of the dark towards the viewer. It gives me vibes from the 1987 vampire film, The Lost Boys. And if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie to watch, so check it out. The second verse focuses on Idol having a violent fit while lying on his back and partially submerged in a shroud of white smoke. What does that all mean? Crazy, but he's doing it. And then during the song's bridge, the scene changes to Steve Stevens soloing on guitar while Idol poses dancing in a flaming hexagon, surrounded by black hooded beings. Very ominous. And then almost to the end of the video, you see Idol in front of what looks like red lava spewing behind him, with one of his dancers being hit by a fire hose. I'm assuming it's his girlfriend, but I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. Well, the video was released in June of 1984 and subsequently nominated for MTV Video Music Award for Best Editing and Best Cinematography. The next, did you know about this, is when it was shot. So it was shot over an exhausting 3-day period on a set with fog machines. So imagine fog machines at you, lighting and fire sources. And apparently immediately after the shoot, Idol flew to perform in Arizona, where he discovered that his contact lenses had fused to his eyeballs because he didn't take them out while he was doing the filming. Yikes! Attributing it to the harsh video shoot and dry plane air. He was then taken to a hospital where the lenses were removed, his eyes bandaged for 3 days, and his scraped corneas grew back. Yikes! It's almost like the song Face Without Eyes, right? His poor eyes with bandaged. Anyway, joke. So how did Eyes Without a Face do? Well, Idol's second studio album, Rebel Yell, in 1983, which the song is a part of, was a major commercial success and actually featured not only Eyes Without a Face, but Rebel Yell itself. The album was certified double platinum by the, you love it, I love to say, RIAA, or the Recording Industry Association of America, for a shipment of that time of 2 million copies in the US. And remember, kids, I always say this every time, but back in that day, nothing was downloaded. You had to drive, catch a bus, skateboard, ride your bike, whatever, get a ride from your mom's friend, or your friend's mom in their station wagon in the 80s to get a copy. So that's amazing that 2 million sold. It reached number 4 in the Billboard Hot 100 and became Idol's top 10 hit in the US. And then in 1986, he released Whiplash Smile, at that time having accumulated 3 UK top 10 singles, Rebel Yell, White Wedding, and Money Money, or Money Money. Idol released a 1988 greatest hits album titled Idol Songs, 11 of the Best. That album went platinum in the UK, and then he released Charmed Life in 1990 and the concept album Cyberpunk in 1993. Woo! A lot of stuff I learned that I didn't realize about, how he got his name. So it was a play on words, Idol, not I-D-O-L, but I-D-L-E. How his girlfriend was a big influence in not only his life, and they share a son together, but she actually also kind of helped with some of the singing, the visuals. So that was a big thing, as well as, you know, him almost losing his eyes for that video shoot alone because of not taking out his contact lens. So PSI, public service announcement, or PSA, public service announcement today is take off those contacts. Don't keep them in there that long. So I know that he's come into the Pacific Northwest in Oregon here in the United States and has performed. I need to see him. I hear he still sounds great. And for being as old as he is, he's still pretty fit looking. So I'm going to give it to him. So you rock, Billy Idol. Anyway, if you have any great ideas like this, please send them our way to any of our misheard song lyrics, Facebook, social media, Twitter. We're also on Instagram. And then you can email us too. But in the meantime, keep singing those songs wrong. Bye.